Was up, my Storm RighteousRaikou discharging you another episode this week in WWE. This week I'm joined by your boy Conscious.
Oh,
So this week we're gonna have actually a two-part episode. This is gonna be part one. Second part I'll have the link in the description. And because this is gonna be a big week, and there's a large chance we're gonna end up deviating once we get to the second half of the video, which we're going to end up talking about Wrestle Kingdom 12, which happened just a couple of days ago. But before we get into the WWE, we're going to get right into the news pertaining to WWE, which is three signees were confirmed by Dave Meltzer, which are Ricochet and War Machine. Both members of War Machine, I'm sorry.
and the third person is up in the air to be a woman, and it's highly looking like Tessa Blanchard, who a lot of people don't know is Ricochet's girlfriend.
And I think
There
we
are
discussed about it earlier, but like I didn't think we went into War Machine though.
Yeah, I said War Machine. I knew War Machine was.
I mean,
That's
I'd be perfectly fine
the
seeing War Machine versus Authors of Pain.
also Pain will not be here that much longer.
War Machine versus
Oh,
Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah,
Um,
but more than likely for the women's signing, there's literally only three real possible options. That would be Tony Blanchard, Tony Storm, and Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae is looking a lot unlikely because she just signed a deal with Hot Topic, which WWE has their exclusive like merchandising deal and shit like that. So probably not her. Tony Storm is a good option. Tony Storm is a good option because she's very good and she's still independent, so that's an option. And Tessa Blanchard makes logical sense since her man Ricochet just signed it as well.
exactly. And then there's the last two. They're very small bits of news, and honestly, with WB, there's so little that happened this week. So if it feels like this is going by really fast, it's because almost nothing happened this week. But two teams were confirmed for the mixed tag match. The fifth team confirmed was Naomi and Jimmy Uso, which obviously, as you guys know, they're or if those who don't know, they're a real life couple. And then W announced Nia Jax, the Thickness, is teaming with Apollo Crews.
Huh?
Nia Jax teaming with Apollo Crews.
Yeah, you're missing two, dude.
What?
You're missing two more.
Well, I mean, I'm probably missing two more.
Yeah, Bobby Roode and Charlotte were confirmed,
that's
and
right. No, Finn Balor and Sasha Banks, and then Rusev and Lana. Yeah,
Yep.
my feet
You're missing. You're still missing the first two, Charlotte and Bobby, and
well,
Bliss and Strowman.
A while ago. That's why I was like,
no, that was like literally earlier this week.
That's why I'm not thinking.
Yeah. All these. I think they're doing two a day, one from each brand. But yeah, these were just announced this week.
And then and I know the matches take place. I think it was the 16th, so it's like a couple weeks. But yeah, so 7th, so it'd be about a week and a half away. And it's gonna air on Facebook Watch, right after SmackDown Live. But yeah, Bobby Roode, Charlotte. So that team makes sense completely.
Who?
Charlotte and Bobby Roode. They both wear those capes.
They're called robes, Chris.
What?
Called robes, Chris.
I know. Robes, capes, same difference.
No, they're not.
Same difference. Lana and Rusev, that's going to be a train wreck of a team. Yo, but Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss, I'm sorry. I can't. I can't.
I gotta go for a second. Give me a second, Chris.
Alright. But the thing is, with Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss, it's so unfitting. It's fitting. It's fantastic. And then Sasha Banks and Finn Balor, WWE's hyping up as a dream team, even though Finn Balor can't get over a paper bag, and that's not for his decision, but that's all Big Daddy Vince. So we're gonna just advance right into Raw because there's not really much to go over in each section. The night starts off with obviously the commentary kind of comes in, introduces themselves, and Alexa Bliss is kind of just arguing with Kurt Angle backstage, like, no, she doesn't deserve a match with you, blah blah blah, and Angle's like, nah, this is a WrestleMania championship match, and WrestleMania worthy match, and you're lucky it's not for the title. Basically, just antics, and then Angle goes to the ring, cuts a promo, trying to hype up both the Royal Rumbles, and then the Bar comes out, and they're all saying that they're just basically venting at Angle, like, oh, they didn't deserve to lose their titles, that they only lost it because of Angle granting his son a championship match because of favoritism and all sorts of stuff like that, and so on and so forth. Obviously, like, Jason Jordan comes out. It was not. It was an okay start night. It wasn't that great. So we get to the first match tonight, which is Cesaro. He's accompanied by Sheamus versus Jason Jordan, who's also accompanied by Seth Rollins, and it was a decent match, honestly. And for conscious that just joined back in, Cesaro versus Jason Jordan.
Yeah.
It was an okay match.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't really paid attention to any kind of WWE stuff pretty much at all this week.
Because of
Myself?
Wrestle Kingdom?
No, not Wrestle Kingdom. I just didn't care.
Oh, did you also? Never mind. I'll get into that for the second part. Just because I sent you exactly a message because I saw some results and I'm like, excuse me.
Of what?
New Year Dash.
Oh yeah, I watched all of the Year's Dash already.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Even though like a title change happened and I'm like, okay, that doesn't make
sense. No, it does. This happens every year. New Year's Dash.
I don't watch New Year Dash. I only watch the major pay-per-views, and
when it comes to Ringo, when it comes to that New Japan, it's just like WWE. After their major pay-per-view, you watch the show right afterwards. It's always watch Wrestle Kingdom, then New Year's Dash.
Yo, you support your boy with a link.
Same link I gave you before, my dude.
The only one it showed up was the link you gave me was the direct link for the 6 parts of
click on the home screen. On the home screen is New Year's Dash.
Well, I guess I'll watch that later. But second match of the night, Bray Wyatt versus Apollo Crews. Obviously, it's a 10-minute squash match. Because obviously Apollo Crews isn't gonna win a match. But at least we got another vignette of Matt Hardy being woken. I just want this to be more than what it is right now. Like it's not like what they're doing is bad. It needs to be tweaked. They need to have better like staging of promos, because it now starting to feel repetitive. But that's just my 2 cents on that. Next match was Alexa Bliss versus Asuka in a non-title match. I mean, I found this to be a decent match. Like, it wasn't a weak match. Like, it was a strong match, but I wouldn't say it's like it wasn't really Alexa's best work. But it seemed.
Wait, what's the name of?
What's up?
What's the name of the show again? New Year's what?
What, New Year's Dash?
New Year's Dash. Yeah, continue.
But yeah, Asuka obviously defeating Alexa Bliss. That was the obvious call. But other than that, very good match. So we move on for next match tonight, which was Braun Strowman versus Rhino, and never have I seen Rhino get squashed as fast as that.
Braun Strowman.
Yo, Braun
Murder.
Strowman.
Bam.
Not gonna lie, I really wish it was Braun Strowman and Nia Jax on the same team. I would have been so happy.
That
So
would be
happy.
broken. That's why they do it. But I like Braun and Alexa Bliss. It works better.
It's so ironic though. Like having them together, it's the perfect pair of irony. Um, it's and a lot of like backstage promo stuff kind of didn't really matter. Um, Next match tonight was Roman Reigns versus Mojo for the IC title, and that was a 25-minute match.
Okay, match.
That was an okay 25-minute match.
Yeah, okay.
It, I,
Okay.
Reigns is just I'm kind of just done seeing him. Then we had kind of a in-ring promo of 205 Live, which led to the match of Goldust and Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak and Arya Daivari. Yeah, Goldust was in a 205 Live match. Or, sorry, Cruiserweight Division match. Okay. I guess we're doing this, WWE. I'm pretty sure that they're dyslexic with the numbers, because I'm pretty sure Goldust is like 250, not 205. But we get to the final match of the night, which was my personal favorite of the night for one main reason, which was Finn Balor, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson versus Elias, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel. Beautiful. It was a beautiful squash match to set up essentially what's going to be, I think, the formation of Balor Club. Because they're not putting Finn in the main scene, so might as well give him and the Good Brothers something to do, and this is perfect. Have Finn kind of turn a little bit as like a cocky heel with those two. I would love it. Go back to the Bullet Club days, they would kill it. As soon as they set up the Magic Killer with the coup de grace, beautiful combo, beautiful. But yeah, Raw. Oh yeah, that technically didn't end the night. I'm completely wrong. The close of the night actually was a Paul Heyman promo. Yeah, shame on me for forgetting about a Paul Heyman promo. But then he's just hyping up the whole Royal Rumble, and then how Lesnar fears no man, and then Kane comes out, and it's just a ringside brawl, essentially. And then it's a pull apart, and then that's it. Show closes. So, I mean, all in all, it wasn't the worst show, but it kind of was weak a little bit.
I was talking to Music about this hands down was terrible. We both hated it.
Hate what?
The Raw. We both hated it. Yeah, I hated it. Yeah, I really hated it. Mostly everything.
I was about to say you didn't even like the Balor and Good Brothers.
No, I think it's too late. I think they should have taken advantage of that a long time ago. They waited until all three men kind of went through bullshit and kind of felt awful a lot, and then it's like, oh, let's do the Balor Club. No, this should have been a thing a long time ago.
But
and I think that's the problem.
I still like it just because I was finally able to see it in a WWE ring, but that's just me.
It took too long. That's my biggest gripe. It took way too damn long for it to come. Vince.
Yup. That man needs to keel over already.
Next is SmackDown, which was a little bit better.
I would say it's arguably better.
Yeah, it was.
It was a whole AJ Styles promo of welcoming everyone to the first SmackDown of the year, and then kind of trying to address the whole shenanigans that happened with Kevin Owens beating Styles last week because of interference from Shane and Sami Zayn. So he's like, oh, my New Year's resolution, besides walking into WrestleMania with his championship and walking out of WrestleMania with the championship, is also beating Sami Zayn that night, or that night as in that SmackDown. And then obviously Daniel Bryan comes out, and then followed by Shane O'Mac, and addresses the concerns and sets up the match of tonight, which is AJ Styles and Sami Zayn with 3 people coming to the ringside: Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon, and Daniel Bryan. And that's going to come into a big part later. But we get to the first match of the night, which actually, I loved it. I loved the first match of the night. Usos versus Gable and Benjamin. Perfect back and forth. Had a great false finish where they counted the 1, 2, 3 on. First of all, the illegal Uso was getting pinned, and I think it was Gable, the one that was legal, but Benjamin made the pin. The referee counted the 1, 2, 3 and awarded the titles to Shelton and Gable, but then immediately had to reverse the decision because another referee came out and had to do a whole playback as things and then restart the match. And
that was weird because we never see playbacks ever, and that was all types of.
Yeah, I would say it was like it was used well, in my opinion. Honestly, like it was used well because it's not like something that's used all the time.
I'm sorry, I didn't like it. I was confused. Like, why the hell do this? It's not like you have. This is like something we don't see this ever, and I'm like, okay, this is very fucking weird.
I think it's kind of just to tease a title change on the first SmackDown of the year. That's at least the only way I see it. Or they're going to try to win it they're going to win it at Royal Rumble or Mania.
I guess.
Because I think they're going to probably do some shenanigans of like a fatal 4-way at Mania or some sort of ladder match, which actually I'd be really sick. I would completely dig a ladder match. But anyhow, I like the match, to be honest. Going up next, which was a qualifier match for the United States title tournament, or no, I'm sorry, not qualifier. It was the first round to advance. It's Xavier Woods versus Aiden English, and as you can guess, Xavier Woods wins because it's not Rusev Day, or it is Rusev Day, I should say. It's not Aiden English Day. But I would say it's honestly, it was a decent match. I honestly see Aiden English improving. So I have no problems with that. Moving on, we have the Riot Squad versus the Welcoming Committee, and I'm angry. Oh, I'm gonna turn all my back. Everyone turn my backs on me. I'm gonna turn my backs on them. Oh look, I'm back on SmackDown. What?
I don't care about Charlotte. I don't care about Talia. Shut the fuck up, Talia. Shut up. You dumb.
It was just stupid. But anyhow,
Shut up,
Riot Committee won.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
But then we get like obviously everyone's addressing that they're entering the Royal Rumble, whatever.
We get return of Becky Lynch.
Yo, Becky Lynch. She's just throwing suplexes everywhere.
My girl, Becky Lynch.
These hands are rated E for everybody.
Yep, so she's pretty much confirmed for the Women's Rumble.
And then we get to the final match of the night, which actually, I don't know, this night felt weird. The fact there was only like 4 matches, but that's just me. The final match.
No, you forgot about the fucking Ascension and.
Oh, that's right, because I keep forgetting Ascension and Bludgeon Brothers, their thing.
Yeah, that was a thing. It just bullshit. Bludgeon Brothers kicked everybody's ass, look strong.
And it didn't even pop up at the notes at all. That's how
sort
of a match it was.
Bludgeon Brothers came out. They're supposed to rematch against against Breezango, the Fashion Police, whatever. That match didn't last long. The Ascension came out. Connor of the Ascension got taken out by the Bludgeon Brothers, and Victor kind of got taken out too, and blah blah blah, pretty much. And Bludgeon Brothers looking strong. Connor, Victor, and Breezango are looking weak. Blah blah blah. What you expect?
I,
Now back to the main event of the night.
just real quick though, I think if they give Bludgeon Brothers more build, I think they might actually be a viable tag team in the division. Like right now, they're
Oh
kind of
no,
just
they're doing the right thing with the Bludgeon Brothers. They're just throwing with a bunch of squash matches, having them go out, destroy opponents, and get ready for the next one. They
no, but
are.
I want to see them actually put on quality matches. That
They will. They will. Right now, they're still a fresh team.
because like
They're
I
gonna
can
get.
see them doing good work with Usos. I can see it.
What's gonna happen is WWE their first SmackDown's first like
Oh, I know. It's a set 'em up. I know enhancement.
no the SmackDown's first like solo pay per view. Next solo pay per view, they're gonna get a big highlight match where they actually go the distance in the match and shit like that.
I mean, if they work with New Day and if they just get over New Day, I I think that just solidifies them completely.
Uh,
But getting into it, Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles, and good match, and it finished exactly how you'd expect. All sorts of shenanigans broke out ringside, and then distraction. Um, AJ Styles got distracted in the corner. Zayn hits a hook kick and covers Styles, and
uh,
bunch of back and forth arguing, and then someone's like, "Oh, why not just give me a handicap match?" Blah blah blah, and then Brian's like, "You know what? That's a great idea. Your title match is gonna be a handicap match." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, this is happening." Daniel Bryan's, I guess, the heel now.
oh, he's still not heel.
I don't know. It's kind of scummy the fact he's making it a handicap match for.
No, they might not be a heel.
Conscious, you're slurring your words. Are you drunk?
Hey Ryan, he's a weird in betweener right now. He's not full on heel yet. Give it time. Whatever. So next was 205 Live. I did not watch it at all. I don't have any idea what happened.
I got the notes. I didn't watch it, but really not much exactly happened. First match of night was Akira Tozawa versus a returning TJP and
Who?
TJ Perkins.
No, who played TJP?
Akira Tozawa.
Oh, TJP went over.
Yes. Um, I mean, it's good to see him back, but at the same time, I just know he's gonna get wasted again.
Okay.
Next match was Goldust and Cedric Alexander versus Arya Davari and Drew Gulak. Yep.
Let's go this one. Okay. Goldust won.
Why?
I vaguely remember that. I don't know why I vaguely remember that, but I vaguely remember that.
Like Goldust and Cedric Alexander. This is the exact night that happened. The exact match that happened on Raw, and they just decided to go with it again on 205 Live. Okay. So yeah, literally nothing happened. We get to NXT, where this was kind of the best of the year show. So it's kind of a lot of just promos. Not too much. Oh, this is what this was. Oh, Drew McIntyre versus Adam Cole for the NXT Championship with Shawn Michaels as guest referee. Yeah, that was recorded the night before of Takeover.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It
obviously
was.
Drew McIntyre won, but damn, I I admit I didn't watch NXT this week because I knew it was going to be one of those year-end specials. But I would definitely say, even if you just occasionally watch NXT, at least watch this episode. You can skip through all the video packages. It's kind of all just promo material that you kind of already seen before, so it's not really that vital, but just watch Drew McIntyre versus Adam Cole. Um, Especially with Shawn Michaels as guest referee. Perfect. Just beautiful. Um, so that topples out for WWE. We can. I just realized we just went through that really quickly. We can actually make this into one part. So we're transferring now into our half where it's all about Wrestle Kingdom 12 that me and him had the pleasure of watching.
Also, we're going to be talking about the event after Wrestle Kingdom 12,
which was New Year Dash,
which actually has a lot of significance.
Yes. This is more of Conscious's expertise. I'm very, very much a casual viewer when it comes to New Japan. I'm still getting my feet wet. I watch only.
I am not. I know New Japan like the back of my head.
And this is why we keep Conscious around.
Yeah. Okay. Let me pull up. Let me actually pull up the card.
I got the card. I think. I didn't watch the pre-show match though.
There was no pre-show match.
I thought there was.
No, no. Everybody, yeah, I watched the Rumble.
I didn't watch
the Rumble. Okay, pretty much the Rumble was won by
Masahiro Kikihara.
He was a big APW wrestler. He survived cancer this past year.
Ooh.
So yeah, it was kind of like he should win. Feel good moment for people.
Thunder Liger was in it. That's kind of lit.
Yeah, and same thing happened last year. Cheeseburger made it to final two, and he handed the winner the win. Which last year it was Big Mike.
So for everybody, explain exactly what entitles the winner of the New Japan Rumble, if there is an entitlement.
No, there's nothing. It's just
nothing. It's just literally bragging rights. That's it.
Yep, bragging rights. The New Japan Rumble is usually just a match used to get people filed into the stadium, getting their seats and stuff like that.
Okay, I mean that's
a little hype for the
show. Everyone gets a little paycheck.
Yep,
like
that's
the Andre Giant Battle Royal essentially.
Yep.
Okay.
Except the New Japan Rumble actually has prominent members in it. The actual good people in it. Yeah.
Yo, I mean, so
okay.
But anyhow.
Okay. So the first match of the night
was Young Bucks versus Roppongi 3K.
Okay, let me lead pretty much how this match is set up. World's Junior Tag League, Super J Tag League this year. Yo and Show were two incoming tag teams into World Tag League, just Super J Tag League this year, which they were original Young Lions, and then they went to ROH, did some training at ROH to get their feet wet, blah blah blah, and came back for Super J, came back, won the tag titles, and then the Young Bucks come out and say, "Hey, we weren't in World Tag, we weren't in Super J Tag League this year, so you didn't beat the best." So they challenged them for the tag titles. That sets up that feud.
Honestly, that was probably one of the best matches, best ways to start off the night. Like, that match was fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. It was one of the best starting matches, but I say it was one of the best matches of the night. I don't think. No.
I'm not saying it was. Like, I want to say this. It's very hard to pinpoint a weak there's no weak matches in this card.
The weakest match.
Almost every match. I enjoyed almost every single match I've watched here.
Yeah.
Except maybe the Jay White match.
Yeah, that was the weakest match of the card. Yeah, everyone agrees on that match. But compared to every other match, that was the weakest match.
I completely agree with you. Compared to everything else, it fell short, but it's not a bad match.
No, yeah, I'm not. Well, no one's saying it's a bad match. Yeah. I said compared to every other match on that card, which you are not counting the Rumble because the Rumble's always there. That is the weakest match of the card, and that says something.
Yeah. But the finish, which was, I believe it was the Indie Taker into the double sharpshooter.
No, it was
No, because it ended with
no, no, no.
sharpshooters. It ended with the sharpshooters. That's where they got the submission.
Yep.
But they didn't. But
They
I thought it was the Indie Taker, and they immediately transferred into both because I didn't. They didn't do bang for buck.
no, they it was just a sharpshooter. Okay, so
No,
a lot of people don't realize this.
Sequence was 1-2 because they didn't go immediately for the pin. They went straight for submission.
No, I know. That's what I'm trying to explain. There, a lot of people don't know this, but the Young Bucks have a new finisher called cease and desist. Making fun of WWE, of course, because they told cease and desist the two sweets and stuff like that. It's a sharpshooter alongside a crossface, right?
Yes.
So what they did was the only reason it was a sharpshooter is because they were selling max back injury, which was smart. And we discussed this. This match was a lot more tame than the Young Bucks match. A lot less super kicks and a lot less flippy shit. More of a technical style match, focusing on body parts, selling injuries and stuff like that.
And
it was a story.
It was more technical.
Yep, they told the story in their match, which was just good. I thought it was a good match. Good start off to the show. And the Young Bucks winning the title, I think, was the right way to go because Roppongi 3K are still young and they still have a lot to go.
They can eat the loss, and especially when they're accompanied with Rocky Romero, they'll be fine.
Yep. And
I think we're just about cleared with that match.
Yep. The next was the never openweight.
Openweight 6-man tag team championship, and it's Chaos, which is Trent Beretta, Tomohiro Ishii, and Toru Yano, versus Bullet Club, which is Bad Luck Fale, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa, Michael Elgin and War Machine, Suzuki Gun, which is Taichi, Takashi Izuka, and Zack Sabre Jr., and then Taguchi Japan, which is Juice Robinson, Rizuki. I'm gonna botch these names so bad.
Hold on. I got you.
Taguchi, and Togi Makabe. And with Chaos going over.
Yep. Okay, you're pretty accurate on that.
I know most of these wrestlers, so I wouldn't know the Japan story, but I know.
Okay, wait. I can explain it. I just gotta see something real quick. Okay.
Okay.
And I confirm one thing, and I will tell you the story behind it.
I was about to say, like, I know most of these wrestlers and what they're capable of.
Yeah. I try to see something, and as soon as I see it, I can tell you what the story behind it is. Okay, that's the story behind it. Okay. Okay, so the story behind this is the title holders were Bullet Club, Tama Tonga, Tagaloa, and Balak Fale. Really, the reason why they even have these titles right now is because of the big things they had planned for Evil and Sonata later on, right? Because before them, it was Bushi and Evil, right? I mean, not Bushi and Bushi, Evil, and Sonata. Yeah, those were the original 6-man tag titles. They dropped them because Bushi and Evil were going to go through win the tag league and be in a big main event. And and they typically don't double dip on their wrestlers, so they were like, "Hey, we give them titles, have our other big tag team, which is the Thrills of Destiny, take the 6-man tag titles and have the other two, which were Sonata and Sonata and Evil, focus on their tag match." Correct. And every year, this happens every year. There is one title match that is like, "Oh, why did they win?" And literally the next night we get a rematch and it flops back, and it's just because. And I think the reason why the Chaos won this match is because of Trent Beretta, of all people. Because Trent Beretta is being pushed right now because of how well he did at World Tag League with Chucky T, as well as his impact in the G1 this year.
The
He's
ref didn't even get most of the pins. It was mainly, I think, Toriano.
no, Chucky T. No, I'm not talking about Toriano.
Oh,
This was
you
made.
just said Beretta. That's why I was like, wait.
No, yeah, it's focused on Beretta because this is Beretta's first title win as a heavyweight, which is a big step forward in like New Japan's system, right?
Yeah.
So I think this title win was more for, hey, Beretta has put a lot of great work this year. He finally got his first single title, even though he lost the next night. He still looks good because he
Exactly.
still looks like he's coming back.
Because even if he loses the title, it doesn't have to be him that eats the pin. It could be literally someone else, and it still makes his push better.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, this was a very good match. It was kind of very quick. Even though it was a 17-minute match, it felt very quick. Because you had to go through 5 other teams. And obviously, like, the last people entering in was the Bullet Club. So Chaos, I think, ended up picking up, what, like 3 pins total?
Yep, they ended up taking the last 3 seasons by themselves.
But Toru Yano, is that the one that sells the DVDs, or is that Ishii?
No, that's Toriano.
What is that gimmick? I don't understand.
He is a joke gimmick. It's been his gimmick for a very long time. He sells DVDs. He wins matches by a low blow roll up pin. He's a joke of chaos, and people love him.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
But yeah, all in all, solid match. I have no complaints. Like, I think this is solid, like at least a 4-star match.
Yeah.
Next we get to what was supposed to be a Ring of Honor championship match, but back in December, Cody lost his Ring of Honor championship to Dalton Castle.
Yep, at Final Battle.
Which was also in my home state, which I didn't go to.
Suck.
But we have Kota Ibushi versus Cody, accompanied by Brandy Rhodes. And I have to stress that because she played such a big part in that match.
Yep, she sold it in. Kota hit a dive off the top ropes. She pretended to take Olger. She pretended to be hurt. Cody ended up picking her up, trying to take her to go get help. Cody had tagged her behind. There was multiple times throughout the match that Brandy had interfered in the match to help Cody.
Honestly,
but it was a decent match. This match wasn't like. This was probably the second least strongest match on the card. I would say the least strongest was the Jay White match, and then it's this one.
Personally, though, I think I enjoyed this more than the Gauntlet match. In my personal opinion, just because it gave it a little bit more variety. Because when you're watching tag team match after tag team match, when most of the card is just tag team matches, it kind of helps it stand out a little bit more. And people like Kota, the combination of Kota Ibushi and Cody, they worked so well together. There was a couple really good spots. His triangle moonsault when he hit to the outside when Cody was on the outside, that was beautiful. But I almost started to worry about Kota because the way he landed. I was like, you okay, man? But just full of disaster kicks. There was a crossroads that was off of the ramp, not off the ramp. I'm sorry, off of the apron onto the side of the ring. Oh, that was beautiful. I mean, there was good. There, honestly, I think it had some of the best spots in the whole card. I'm not saying the best spots, but some of them. I would say it's an easy 4-star match. Just because I know what these two are capable of, and Cody, he just keeps going on the up and up. I can't be happier. Moving on, we have the tag team match for the IWGP Tag Team Championship. Los Ingobernables de Japan, which is Evil.
Los Ingobernables de Japón.
I can't speak Spanish well. Give me a break.
Yeah, it's Lij, which represented by Sonata and Evil versus the Killer
Elite
Elite
Squad,
Squad.
which is Davey Boy Smith Jr. and
This
Lucas Harper.
junior, sure, yep.
Yo,
It
like
was a
Goto's
good,
about to be a 6 second match at the start.
oh, it was a good, long, drawn out match. It had a lot of good moments. It had a lot of false finishes. We had times where we thought Lance Archer and David Boy Smith Jr. for sure had in the
They
bad.
dominated
Evil,
most of the match, which was fantastic.
yep, and then Evil Sonata showed they were not giving up, and they kept fighting at it, kept fighting at it, kept fighting until they pulled off the victory.
At the way, and Sonata has a perfect moonsault. I can't
Yeah,
argue with that.
eventually, honestly, Evil Sonata have pretty much most members of the Lij have gotten the thumbs up from upper management in New Japan because mostly all their members are highly looked upon, and they are loved by the crowd. Evil, in particular, Evil Sonata, um, Hiromu, and Naito. Them four in particular of the five members of
But isn't
Lij are
Naito a heel?
loved. Yes, he's a cool guy heel who everyone loves.
Because I'll
He's a
say
cocky son of a
Naito's
bitch.
the heel, and Naito's the leader, which I found funny that Lij wasn't accompanied at ringside, or at least no, like someone from Lij wasn't accompanied ringside at the main event. But that's
No,
well, because the thing
that's
is,
another.
you had Guido at ringside with Okada. Why don't
But
have
Gato is at every one of Okada's matches. Now.
you? But you
Same
get my
thing.
point.
You can argue the same thing about Kitty. All of Kitty's major matches, he's accompanied by the Young Bucks.
Yeah, and tonight was the only exception.
No, he got accompanied by the Young Bucks in the ring, but they left.
No, I mean, like they didn't stay, because
Oh yeah,
most of his matches they'll stay at ringside. This one, not the
yeah.
case. Um, but yeah, it that was just great storytelling on that match, just fantastic. Um, moving on, I probably give that match probably a 4.5.
Yeah, the next was
Hiroki
a
Goto versus Minoru Suzuki for in a hair versus hair match and no seconds death match for the
okay.
Never Open Weight Championship.
This was my match of the night until I saw the last two matches. This match was so good.
This was strong style beyond strong style.
Yeah, we saw some insane drop kicks, the shredder leg, headbutts,
Okay,
fist. Oh,
I have to. I want to go straight when you talked about drop kicks. As soon as you know the spot I'm talking about with the rebound.
The Minoru Suzuki drop kick on right there on the head and his and Goto's head that
like it was almost right near the jugular.
he bounced, he dropped back, and his head whiplashed and hit the ground. I was like, oh.
It was a beautiful. Like I honestly think Minoru Suzuki has a better drop kick than Okada. I'm almost.
I don't think so, but that was a beautiful. But then, oh my god, that neck breaker on the knee that Goto had
that was brutal.
Off the top rope. I was like, oh.
But
oh.
I mean, the sleeper hold that was essentially he was hanging Goto.
Hangman sleeper, yeah.
Honestly, this was technical prowess at its finest.
Minoru Suzuki was giving him his best. He was slapping him open-handed. You saw his head whiplash every hit. It was
And there were so many times that it legitimately looked like it was going to be over.
But we were waiting for the Gersh power. If he had hit that Gersh, it would have been over. But
it's supposed to be what a power driver, right?
No, it's a Gersh power driver. It's a delayed power driver.
Okay, because like he almost had him up, and I was like, oh my god, is he actually gonna kill this man?
Yeah. The thing is that's the best part about that match in particular. It was amazing storytelling of how all Minoru Suzuki needed was one Gersh power driver, and he would have been done. But Goto did what he does best. He got out of it every time. and he kept him from hitting it on him.
Yo, his Ushigoroshi though was fantastic.
Yes.
It took so many Ushigoroshis for him for Suzuki to finally be stunned, and then
Yeah.
he has this kind of like STO finisher,
Yeah. It was a
like the
great match.
GTR, I think he calls it.
Yeah.
It's like the Go to
This
Revolution or something like that.
yeah, if it was not for the Omega Jericho match and Okada Naito match, this would be my match of the night. No question about
It,
it.
I want to say this match is a solid 5 stars.
Yep, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I
And
think with the two men,
even with I think what even solidified it more, because
was the end of the match.
yes,
I think
as soon as
it
he
was
lost,
beautiful.
everyone tried.
He
His whole teammates tried to get him
faction
out,
tried to
and
get
he's
him
like,
out.
no.
Yep,
He walks himself back, gets his own chair, shaves his own head, and walks away.
yep. I
That is
really,
perfect storytelling. Just 10 out of 10. Just 5 stars.
yeah, yep. That was beautiful. It's like, hey, yep.
So
Can I ask for anything better? Yep.
next we get into another great match. The four-way match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship of Will Ospreay, Marty Scurll, Hiromu Takahashi, and Kushida. Fantastic match.
The great part about this match is there wasn't a lot of flippy shit, and I was happy about.
Oh yeah, no, this is mainly technical.
Yep, and that's in particular. That's why I like Marty Scurll. Marty Scurll is a very technical wrestler. He doesn't do a lot of flippy shit. He's very technical with his stuff. Along with Kushida, Kushida can be a mix of both, and so can Hiromu Tanahashi can be very technical as well. The only person I was worried about is Will Ospreay, but they kept him as trying to limit his flippy shit, and I was happy about that because
Like,
that's what ruins Will Ospreay matches for me. Too
Will
much
knows
flippy
when to
shit.
use it correctly.
Yep.
He doesn't
So
overdo it. Like if he does a lot of flippy shit, it's usually with like Ricochet, because that's the
yeah,
kind of match they can do and pull off well.
yeah. But like this match was a great match. They all four men put on the show.
Oh, by far.
Yeah, I
Um,
think no one looks weak in that match.
I like the fact, like, one of the best spots in that match was Marty Scurll getting the medical tape and basically duct taping Takahashi to the ring.
Hiromu to the yeah.
So good.
And then I thought Martin did some good storytelling where Will and Kushida snapped his fingers. He went to go grab the belt and tape his fingers back together.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it was good
And
storytelling.
so many times I actually thought Kushida was gonna win. Like he had
Oh
this
no,
whole
my pick. I wanted Martin to retain. I
I
really love Marty
I
Scurll.
wanted, because let's put this. So I'm a fan of all four of these people, so I would have been fine with any of the results.
Uh,
So I was kind of like, most of the time I was like, okay, Bullet Club, Marty Scurll, kind of just gonna lock it in right there.
no, I was a fan of Martin before he was a Bullet Club. Marty Scurll is just a great wrestler. I love
Well,
him.
I didn't get into him until he was in Bullet Club.
Yeah, his whole the villain. I was watching with to see he's been the villain. His villain gimmick is the best thing ever.
I still find his entrance kind of weird. That like hit that whoop whoop sound. It's basically just like
Whoop,
weird
whoop.
ass like seagulls. It's like what? Then what
He's a witch. He's a witch doctor.
Yeah, I know.
That's what it is. And
Plague Doctor. It's Plague.
yeah, plague doctor. And the whoop whoop is the sound is it represents the crow. That's why.
It's
Whoop whoop.
but it's the
But
match was
Marty's
fantastic. But Will Ospreay hitting the Oz Cutter, getting the 1-2-3 on Marty. I have no complaints.
yep. They did it for significance of hey, I finally beat my rival Marty's girl.
And that was probably the main story being told. There's obviously the side stories of Kushida finally being able to win the big one, because he was the best of Super Juniors in what year? He won. He won. I think last year, right?
He won this year.
He won this year. Okay.
Uh huh.
I
The
mean,
best Super Juniors this year, and he won it so he won 2 years ago. Then Osprey was last year, and then this past year it was Kushida again.
and did Takahashi ever win?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, I still love how Daryl had a mask.
Yeah, yeah.
Don Callis like, how we know it's Daryl? It could be Jimmy. We don't know. I'm just like, okay, okay, Don, you can chill a little bit. Um,
Okay.
but
Uh,
moving on,
yeah,
I'm gonna keep that match as a 5 star.
yeah. The next was Hiroshi
Hiroshi
Tanahashi versus
Tanahashi versus
versus
Jay
Jay.
White, also known as Switchblade,
Yeah,
because we
I
have
think
seen
it was.
Edge.
I think it was it was kind of rushed to put Jay White with Tanahashi because Jay White is still a little bit new to everyone's eyes. It was okay. It was the weakest card on the match. I don't think it was terrible, but it was okay.
So I watched the pro. Like, I decided to make sure I had the time to watch Jay White's promos, and I honestly don't think they have his character unlocked yet.
That's it. Nope.
Like,
But I will get to how they're gonna flesh out his character a little bit.
oh, I know, but I'm saying like for right now, like when as of that night, it wasn't really there. Like
Yep.
I understand the story of like the fall of the heroes, but I don't think it was strong enough for that night.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So
I mean overall, the match had some good spots, good false finishes,
yeah.
but nothing really to that stands out. But at the same time, it's not like it was a bad match because
Yeah.
Tanahashi is a fantastic worker.
Okay. Okay. So as a heads up, people, these last two matches we could go for a long time about, but we're gonna try to make it short. I have stuff to do that later tonight, and we still have to go through a whole other card, whole other show. So we're gonna try to get through this as quickly as possible without going saying about details and fangirling too much. Okay.
Okay.
So the next match, Omega versus Jericho, Alpha versus Omega. First of all, Kenny Omega's entrance as the Anubis Flames. He had that entrance was best entrance of Wrestle
Yo,
Kingdom
he
this
had a
year.
Destiny 2 entrance.
Actually, wait, I'm debating. It's either him or Naito had the best entrance for me this year. Because Naito's white suit with the mask was clean as hell, and I enjoyed it
I
so
think I
much.
liked Kenny's more, but that's just my nerd side being favoritism.
Yeah, I think, but I just thought Naito looked so fresh. I was like, this, yes. As someone who's
Naruto
a
liked him, and it's just to take
yeah,
off the clothes.
as a cocky heel, that is perfect. This is beautiful. This is so good, Naito.
And then
But
honestly, Jericho, there's nothing really to write home about Jericho's entrance, just because it's the same as his WWE entrance.
yeah, and these two put on a show.
Oh my god.
They put each other through tables. They broke chairs. They put each other through the ringers and back. Kitty got busted open. It was a show.
This,
They two put the
I want to say this wasn't Kenny's best match, obviously because we've seen Kenny's best match.
no.
But
And to be honest, can I be honest with you?
okay,
This match was a showing for something. You know what it was?
for
Do you
Jericho,
remember? Yep, because you remember everyone's like, "Oh, this is a one match thing, right?" I think this match was to see how well can Chris Jericho play in a New Japan style
oh
wrestling
my
match.
god, he. But this match, I I want to dive into the character of Chris Jericho for this match. His character for this was so like this is Chris Jericho heel turned up to 20.
Yep, and
He's
that's because
beating the
that's
crap out of
because
everybody. He knocks out Red Shoes, puts his own son in the Lion Tamer. It's fantastic.
wait, he put his son in the Lion Tamer.
Yeah, he put Red Shoes' son in the Lion Tamer
Oh,
right in front of Red Shoes' eyes.
and that's because it's New Japan. Chris Jericho realized the thing is, as of right now in WWE, Chris Jericho has nothing really to do in WWE if he goes back. In New Japan, he has a lot of unexplored matches that he still can take advantage of. So him putting on a show like he did with Okada opened up a large window for him, and New Japan will be willing to invite him back and let him work shows. Which I think they have a couple other feuds for Jericho in New Japan that will work out fantastically. And because of their great relationship with Ring of Honor, there are some Ring of Honor matches that Jericho should work and that will be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, there he can make work with Okada. He can make work with Naito.
We'll get to that later.
I know because I you know exactly where I'm gonna go with that.
I would see like see him versus Tanahashi. I
Yo,
would love to see him versus. Actually, one match that you might have think of, I would like to see Chris Jericho versus Juice Robinson.
really, Juice?
Yeah, Juice is over in Japan. Juice, or even Chris Jericho versus Beretta. It's another great one.
I'd be down with that. Yo, Zack Saber Jr.
Yeah, I there's quite a few matches that New Japan has. Chris Jer- if Chris Jericho wasn't so old, I would say him versus Minoru Suzuki. But I think
Oh,
Minoru
that's
Suzuki
too
would
much.
kill.
That's too much.
I think he would die to Minoru Suzuki.
Because honestly, I want him versus Zack Saber Jr. Because I want a perfect technical match. Because I think Jericho could still hang when it comes to technical.
Actually, if actually what I, who you know who I want Zack Sabre Jr. to actually face?
Who?
Daniel Bryan.
You know that's not gonna happen if he stays in
He said
WWE.
he says if WWE doesn't let him wrestle, there's an 85% chance if he can make sure 100% doctor approve him, he's going to leave, he's leaving WWE. Which I want Zack Sabre Jr. versus Daniel. Well, it won't be Daniel Bryan. It'll be the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson in a submission match.
Yo, what if we had Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho?
That's a thing too. Well, we see Daniel Bryan versus Chris Jericho already, so
No,
that's
but
the thing
like in a
we.
New Japan style.
But that's the thing, Chris. The thing is, Bryan still can't be taking shots like that. That's the thing. Even though
Oh,
he can
but I'm
see
not saying
he.
strong style. I mean just like Chris Jericho being an utter heel of just brutal technicalities, like a
Yeah.
Zack
Okay.
Saber Jr. type of heel, where it's not
Yeah.
just strong
Okay.
strikes. It's all just technicals of like bending the fingers back, all that stuff.
Yeah. Shit. I've seen Jack Sabre Jr. get someone in abdominal stretch and just go in on the ribs, just constantly elbowing their ribs just to cause more damage to those ribs
Yeah,
till they pass out. And it's like, what the? This is a real match.
but
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 back on
back on the
the
subject.
yeah, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega, they put on a show. They both look good.
It was
They
brutal. This match was absolutely brutal. So
yeah,
many headshots with chairs to
yeah.
Omega. Oh my god.
I would say, to be honest, they did the smartest thing possible. If they had made Minoru Suzuki versus Goto a no DQ match, then this that would have took away from this match, and that's honest truth.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, Minoru Suzuki and Goto would have tore each other apart with all of those weapons and stuff, and it would have fucking destroyed, would have torn the house down, and Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega could not have matched.
I
But they did
honestly
the
think though like the whole build up and the story to this match of Omega and Jericho, the Alpha versus Omega, it fantastic.
yeah
It everything played out the way it should with Kenny Omega going over it, but it almost it almost settles for us that we're gonna see Jericho again.
yeah
And
okay
the thing is, like, it's also possible that Jericho could do another match with Omega. It doesn't have to be a
yeah
one-time thing. But anyway, we have to kind of move on. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck on one match for an hour.
yeah okay.
Um,
So the final match of the night, my match, honestly, my match of the night, Tetsuya Naito versus
Kazuchika
Kazuki Okada. And like I was saying before, Naito's entrance was flame. He had an all white suit with his mask on, and he took the cocky heel to the extreme. Went
yeah.
in, addressed slow, let him control the beginning of the match.
Oh yeah,
He's
no,
like,
that was the whole first 5 minutes of the match was like teasing
yeah,
lockups and then leaving the ring, and is all like psychology.
yep. And getting cocky and stuff. He did Naito did what he does best. Healed that everyone loved. It was a great back and forth. We see some hard hitting moves. We It worked perfectly because they had a very slow build at the beginning, started to pick up pace. Going toward the end, we see them throwing everything they have at each other. We see Naito hit 2 Destinos. We see Okada hit 3 Rainmakers, and it's just kept at it. They both put everything they had in that match for Okada to come out on top in the
So
end.
many shots to the head. Oh my god,
Yep.
the tombstone, the 360 tombstone, 3 Rainmakers. Oh god. I'm surprised that Naito didn't walk away with a concussion. But I I wouldn't say it's my like because the thing is it's hard for me to name that match of the night when the match before that existed. But that I'm also not trying to take away from the epicness that was Okada and Naito.
Yep.
It was
This
complete
this
technical
this
prowess.
the thing is, this was Master Night because it had the build to it, and it was a slow burn, and it burned. And when it started to really burn, it burned.
Yeah,
Kept
but
burning it.
the reason I want to put my lock on Omega and Jericho's match tonight is because you can argue that yes, that Okada had a slow burn and it kept burning, but Omega and Jericho, it was ignited instantly. It didn't stop. It was
No,
34 minutes of
that's
non-stop.
that's the thing. I think the slow build was better than the long burn because from what you could see from towards the end of the Okada Jericho match, you could tell both men were very winded. And the thing was, the Okada Naito match, it was built that they're both giving it their all. And I think that's my favorite types of matches when you build up to the big rally. That's what Okada did.
But I mean,
They built.
they both built up in different ways though.
I still think with the match that being the Okada match, but they both had good matches, and I can't complain about either. And so yeah,
I I got I I'm gonna take a split. I'm gonna split down the middle on that.
but
But
I have
what's that?
okay. So I'm gonna talk about this next part of the thing is me. It's called this is New Japan's Junior Dash, which is equivalent to their night after WrestleMania, the night after Wrestle Kingdom, which usually has a lot of significance for New Japan because it starts to tell storylines for the upcoming year, right?
Yeah,
We start off with the 8-man tag match. Pretty much,
those were tag
most
team
of them,
matches.
yeah, most of them are tag matches of people who were on the card.
Yeah, I mean
Uh,
a lot. Not a lot of these matches were um
they
again.
weren't they weren't they weren't
Important.
long matches. They weren't supposed to be long. A lot of them were just super tag matches of factions. Hey, these blah blah blah, and setting up other stuff. First match of the night, Tin Koji was Tenzan Kojima, Manabu
Naka
Nakanishi, and Nagata beat Narita, Umino, Yagi, and Oka. Honestly, that was a match of a bunch of old wrestlers in it, and I don't know. I can't tell you anything about that match.
um
The
then we had
yeah,
Suzuki Gun,
Suzuki Gun, which was El Desperado, Taichi, Minochu, whatever, uh,
Michinoku,
Michinoku, Laizuka, whatever.
Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
Kanemaru versus Kawutu, Jushin Liger, Tiger Mask, Toa Henry, and Togi Makabe. That one was another match that really made a difference because of the Suzuki Gun members, these were the more irrelevant ones. Yeah, and these were just a bunch of filler matches, whatever. Next match was the Seven Trials, first of the Seven Trials match for Tatsuya Kitamura, which I don't know what
And
that I don't know
versus Switchblade Jay White.
why Jay White went over victory, and that's gonna come apart later on in the match.
Later on in the match, or
Actually,
later on in general?
like later on in general.
Okay.
Next up, we had
The
Bullet Club
elite,
versus
the elite.
the Elite, Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson versus Republic K and my boy Cheeseburger. Elite won, of course. I didn't expect him not to win. By the end of this match, it really had no significance. It was just like Bullet Club won. They
It was
left
there
the
to be there.
ring. Yeah. So, and then next we had a 10-man tag match, which the result of this 10-man tag match had some repercussions. Quite a bit of repercussions.
Yeah.
So
It was.
we had Bullet Club, Chase Owens, Cody, Leo Tonga, Marty, and Tokyo Pimp Yujiro Takahashi with Brandy versus David Finlay, Juice Robinson, Kota Ibushi, Kushida, and Risuke Taiguchi. So Bullet Club ends up going over in the match, right? At the end of the match, Cody bad that he got beat by Kota Ibushi. Cody attacks Kota Ibushi and the rest of Bullet Club attacking everyone else. Cody comes in and he ends up hitting a crossroads on, I think it was Taguchi. And he was about to hit another one on, the rest of Bullet Club's holding up to hit one on Juice, right? And that's when none other than Kenny Omega comes out. He stops Bullet Club from taking out Kota Ibushi. And Kenny and Cody end up in this really big shoving match where it was looking like this is going to be a replay what happened 3 years ago at New Year's what is it? New Year's Dash 2015, where Kenny turned on AJ and took over Bullet Club, right?
Right.
So they had this big shoving match back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it was like, oh, it doesn't matter at the end. No one, Kenny said, I'm leaving Bullet Club, back off, so everyone leaves. And that's when Kenny says he's tired of the infighting among Bullet Club. He's tired of everyone going at each other's throats. Tired of it. There's something we can do to fix this. So he ends up inviting Switchblade Jay White to join Bullet Club.
Ho, 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 ho.
So Switchblade comes out. Kenny tells Switchblade that he reminds him of a young cleaner when he first joined Bullet Club and all that sorts. Jay White takes the shirt, puts it on, tries to sue Kenny. And what ends up happening? Jay White turns on Kenny. Kenny ends up hitting the Switchblade on Kenny Omega, taking him out, and then Chase Owens. Blade Runner on Kenny, and Chase Owens ended up coming trying to save Kenny and the rest of the Bullet Club. And he ends up taking the shirt and chugging it back in the ring at Bullet Club, which kind of signifies Switchblade Jay White's character. He is in it for no one. He doesn't want to choose anyone's side. He's in it for himself. He doesn't give a fuck about anyone else. It's all about him.
Kenny Omega versus Jay White.
Versus Jay White, which this also helps Jay White with his like his gimmick, his personality and gimmick of him being a lone soldier. This is him. He doesn't give a fuck about you or your factions. He cares about him and himself only. And it also builds more tension in Bullet Club. Do we know where this whole tension in Bullet Club is going to lead to? No, but I am excited to see what's going to happen with Bullet Club later on. Then next, we had the Never Openweight 6-man tag match rematch. We had Bullet Club, Fale, Tamatanga, Leo Tonga versus Chaos, Shibata, Ishii, and Toriano. Bullet Club point. And that's because every year this happens, where a match happens, and the results don't matter because the next night we get New Year's Dash and they win it back. And another big reason for this, Chris, that a lot of people don't know, the Never Openweight 6-man titles have never been successfully defended but once. In New Japan, these titles have, every time someone defends these titles, they lose the titles.
That's
hilarious,
actually.
Yep, the only tag team to ever defend the titles and win it, I believe, was Bushi, Evil, and Sonata. They defended once, but other than that, no one has ever defended these titles and kept the title.
Is that just the gimmick of the title?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Is that why it's called the Never Openweight?
Yep. Yep. It didn't start that way, but it just turned into that giant joke of a title. It's still significant titles, but we have had this gimmick where it's a curse where you can't win a title defense with that title. Next up was another 8-man tag match. Suzuki Gun, David Boy Smith Jr., Lance Archer, Minoru Suzuki, Zack Jr. versus War Machine, Tanahashi, and Big Mike. Which, ironically, are all members of Taguchi Japan, blah, 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 but Suzuki Gun won match overall, but at the same time, by the way, as a side note, Minoru Suzuki is even more terrifying with a shaved head. That man is a scary motherfucker. Don't fuck with Minoru Suzuki. He will murder you.
Extreme heel now. You thought he was bad before, and now look at him with a bad haircut.
For most of the match, himself, he was focused on Tanahashi's knee, going after that knee, make sure it stays injured. So it's leading to Minoru Suzuki versus Tanahashi down the road for the IC title.
Yeah.
And the last match of the night, the LIJ, which was Bushi, Evil, Hiromu Tanahashi. Wait, what the fuck?
Wait, why does mine say, Bushi, Evil, Hiromu Tanahashi?
Wait, no. No. Was there another LIJ match other tonight? Or am I going crazy?
The one I'm reading off of Cage Side Seats, it says Bushi, Evil, Hiromu Tanahashi.
No. I have that. I'm saying, I thought I saw more members of. I might be going crazy. No, ignore me. Everybody. Okay, so back on track. We got Bushi, Evil, Hiromu Tanahashi, Sanada, and Naito versus Chaos, which was Gato, Goto, Okada, Ospreay, and Yoshihashi. And this was a normal 10-man tag match. LIJ pulled out the win. And after the match, you had LIJ come in, take out pretty much all of fucking Chaos. You had Nana hit the Dragon Sleeper on Okada, which might be it's a Dragon Sleeper, but I think that might be setting up Okada's next opponent being Sanada. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Looks like a peanut compared to Okada.
Yeah, but I think that's I think that was the point of that, maybe. And then at the end of it, you had Los Ingobernables de Japón leaving the ring, leaving Naito in the ring. Naito saying he didn't win this time, but this upcoming year is the year for LIJ. We might not have won, but we still have more to come. We're gonna do more. We're gonna win I'm gonna win that title, and I'm gonna keep going. He does his trademark fist bump stuff, and what happens next? He's attacked by Chris Jericho.
Break the walls down.
Yep, and they had this little shoving match because on Twitter they were throwing a little shade at each other who was had the true main event at Wrestle. Was going to have the true main event at Wrestle Kingdom, and that was a result of that. And this is what I mentioned the night before, where that Omega Okada match was a showcase. If Jericho could do well, Japan would be willing to put money on him to have him come back, and that's what happened. New Japan, I'm fairly sure, is going to pay Jericho to come face Naito. And the best part about that entire thing was at the end, after them just going back and forth, Naito did the Tranquilo, had Jericho come after him again. Naito being a cocky motherfucker like he always is. And Chris Jericho was sitting there smiling because he knows Naito is such a cocky asshole. And he sees a little bit of himself in Naito, because you remember Chris Jericho was that original cocky heel, the guy who's cocky that he thinks he's the best, the man of 1,000 holes, remember?
Yep.
He was the original cocky heel, so Naito is taking on that cocky heel to a new thing. So Naito goes out. Sorry.
I was going to say, I would find it funny if Chris Jericho joined LIJ. I'd find it
That would be hilarious.
hilarious.
But the funniest part about it, at the end of the match, Naito goes out, grabs a chair, gets in the ring like he's about to chunk the chair at Jericho. He puts the chair down, sits down, and turns his back to Jericho and waves him off like he has nothing. That's Naito. Naito is that cocky heel. Naito is the best.
I can't. It sets up.
This is gonna be beautiful. I cannot wait. New Japan, New Year's Dash usually isn't that significant. It sets up feuds and stuff like that, and I'm excited about a lot of the feuds they're setting up for New Year's Dash. New Japan is pretty much WWE. Get your shit together. You got a lot of shit to prove because New Japan just showed you how to really do a pay-per-view.
Yeah, now I get to wait to be disappointed by WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I know we're going to have some good matches at TakeOver, but...
Yeah, but for the WrestleMania card, they will not be as good as this at all. Not even
Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal title at WrestleMania.
But hey, to be fair, we probably are going to get... yeah, I have some of that.
Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble one more time.
No, I have a feeling Nakamura's going to Rumble Nakamura versus AJ.
Too, but, like, I'm scared.
Yeah.
Because listen, WWE cucked us once before with, oh yeah, Daniel Bryan can enter the Royal Rumble. No, we get Rey Mysterio as the last entrance, and Batista wins the Royal Rumble. Excuse me?
Yep. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's been Wrestling Review
in WWE/wrestling in general. Thank guys for tuning into this relatively long episode because we had a lot to cover, especially in the side of Japan. And we'll see you guys next time.
Okay, are we done? All right. Well, is the recording stopped?